Rico, which of course is not a US state, but a US territory, is expected to close up to 184 of its public schools next year. Now, of course, this has to do with its economic crisis and its inability to pay back more than $70 billion in loans. Now, to give you some more details on this pretty devastating story, let's go to the graphics. Roughly 27,000 students, mostly from kindergarten through 4th grade, and 2,700 teachers will be affected by the closures, which are set to take place before next school year. The governor of Puerto Rico said that the Commonwealth has filed for a type of bankruptcy to help restructure its more than $70 billion in debt after negotiations with multiple creditors failed. Now, there are multiple reasons for why the economy in Puerto Rico fell apart, but also understand that even though it's considered a US territory, it does not have the same protections that US citizens have. Now, the people in Puerto Rico are considered US citizens, but again, they don't have certain protections like Chapter 9 bankruptcy, for instance. About 150 school closures happened between 2010 and 2015 already, and 10% of its population in the last 10 years. 46% of the population lives below the US poverty level, and unemployment rate is more than 11%, and the labor force participation hovers around 40%. So let's get into the details of why everything is kind of falling apart in Puerto Rico. And it really goes back to, the mid 1990s and some of the economic behavior that occurred in the 1980s. So in the 1980s, a lot of corporations in the US were like, yo, let's go to Puerto Rico, because it'll serve as a little bit of a tax haven, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to pay the same amount of taxes as we would in the mainland US. And so they went there, and of course that created jobs, let's keep it real. It created a huge tax haven for these corporations, but it also really helped with the economy there. And the economy became very reliant on these corporations. Then in the mid 1990s, the US government decided, no, we're not gonna do that anymore. All these pharmaceutical companies that are taking advantage of no taxes, no federal taxes in Puerto Rico will no longer have that privilege, okay? And so once the tax code changed, corporations were like, all right, well, I guess we're just gonna go back to the US or find another country that has lower taxes. So what did that do? That took a lot of opportunity and a lot of businesses out of Puerto Rico. And so all of a sudden they're struggling, the struggle begins there. There are a bunch of other factors, but I wanna give you a chance to jump in.
Okay, first of all, my favorite part of this story so far was when the corporate executives were like, yo, let's go to Puerto Rico. Okay, so that tax loophole should have never existed in the first place.
Right.
And then they moved the tax loophole so that it went to a completely different country. Here's an idea, don't create a tax loophole. So because that robs the American taxpayers of money that they should have from those corporations. And so when they leapfrog to different places, it leaves devastation behind. So now, that's part of the problem. The other part of the problem is the one you mentioned earlier, which is that Puerto Rico has this totally unfair rules that were put upon it by the US Congress about how the rules are different for their bankruptcy than they would be for any other jurisdiction in the US. So that puts them behind the 8 ball, and they have no leverage to negotiate with the creditors. And the creditors think, I don't care about your kids. No, that they don't go to school anymore. I don't care, I wanna get paid. Now look, when you make a loan, so this is how capitalism works, they'll pretend otherwise. You're not owed 100% of the loan. Now you might think like, what do you mean? Of course, that's what the contract says, right? But the reason that they get an interest rate and they get money is because they know they are taking a certain level of risk. And they know that sometimes that risk doesn't work out. That's why they're getting paid for taking that risk. And when it doesn't work out, you don't get 100% back. You get some percentage back depending on how that loan worked out. And so a lot of times you get a haircut, sometimes it'll be a small one, sometimes it'll be a gigantic one. So if you say, no, I don't want any risk, then you shouldn't get any interest. Capitalism works based on risk, What they want is, and that's why they passed that law in Puerto Rico, because they're able to legally bribe congressmen here in the US is, no, I want the money, but I don't want the risk. And so if Puerto Rico turned out to be a bad loan because I was trying to take advantage of the tax loopholes, et cetera, and I thought that it would keep going, but it turns out it didn't. Well, then I want to just socialize the costs. I want to privatize the gains and socialize the costs. So now your kids don't go to school because I made a bad loan. I don't believe in capitalism. I don't think that if I made a bad loan, I should suffer the consequences. I think you should suffer the consequences. That's not capitalism. And so now they're crushing Puerto Rico to try to get back an unnatural amount of the loan back, because nobody's guaranteed a profit in capitalism. And that's what they're insisting now, while pretending to be all high and mighty and holier than thou.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And keep in mind, it's frustrating for Puerto Rico because since it's considered a US territory, not a US state, it still must abide by US trade policies. And that is also negatively impacting its economy, right? So for instance, when they want to export things, they have to use US ships in order to do it. And that actually ends up being way more expensive, and it becomes less competitive compared to other Caribbean countries that can do it on the cheap. You know what I'm saying? So there are all sorts of factors playing a role, and the US has a hand in it. So if we're gonna consider it a US territory, I do find it very interesting that they're not able to take advantage of the same bankruptcy protections that we have in the mainland. So we'll see how this plays out, but so far, people are leaving Puerto Rico for the US, for US states, I should be specific.
And you know what'll happen after that, Anna? Then conservatives will complain. What are all these Puerto Ricans doing here? Oh my God, they're all coming. No, but you rigged the rules against them. And so now they're suffering because of that. They can't even send their kids to school. So don't be surprised when consequences flow from that. So we're not asking for too much when we say, hey, if they're part of the US in any way, shape, or form, they should at least get the same rules as the rest of us, and we should be fair in how we deal with Puerto Rico, and that is not what's happening now.
If you're a member of the Young Turks, you not only get the whole 2-hour Young Turks show on demand anytime you want, ad-free, but you also get so many other shows. Old School, you'll love it. Aggressive Progressive for guys who are true progressives. Now also Nerd Alert for gaming and tech. What the Flick for movie reviews. You will love it. Check it out right now at tytnetwork.com/join.